And with the infamous and temporary travel ban set to expire, the White House Sunday announced an updated version that's seemingly infinite. And it includes some newcomers, notably to governments with which President Trump has been publicly feuding. Simone Rosario has the latest information on who can and who can't come into the U.S.
President Donald Trump's travel ban was comprised of 6 countries: Iran, Yemen, Somalia, Syria, Sudan, and Libya. Now, the version allowed by the Supreme Court temporarily blocked all travel from these countries, with exception to dual nationals and those with immediate family or a work or study program in the United States. Now, this new presidential proclamation imposes indefinite restrictions and features many of the same original countries and some new faces. Sudan has been dropped on the list, while North Korea, Venezuela, and Chad have been added. Now, let's take a look at some of the newcomers, starting with North Korea and its leader, Kim Jong-un, whom many could argue has become Trump's biggest adversary. In the presidential proclamation, Trump says North Korea does not cooperate with the United States government in any respect and fails to satisfy all information sharing requirements for proper vetting. Therefore, all entry into the United States by North Korean nationals is suspended. Of course, this ban is largely symbolic. North Koreans are not typically allowed to travel outside the country. And according to reports, the U.S. issued just 100 visas to North Koreans last year, half of which were for diplomats. The next country's government has also been at odds with the Trump administration. According to the latest order from the White House, Venezuela's government is uncooperative in verifying whether its citizens pose national security or public safety threats. Trump says it also fails to adequately share terrorism-related information. But because there are alternative sources to verify citizenship and the identity of Venezuelan nationals, the visa restrictions the U.S. has imposed focus on government officials of Venezuela who Trump says are responsible for these security inadequacies he's talking about. So that prevents officials and immediate family members from getting business and tourist visas. Now, the third addition is Chad, an African country just south of Libya, which is also on the list. Trump says Chad is an important and valuable counterterrorism partner of the United States, but that it does not adequately share public safety and terrorism-related information. Therefore, entry into the United States of nationals of Chad on business and tourist visas is hereby suspended until that can be resolved. Last, we have Sudan, which was dropped from the list of extreme vetting this time around without any explicit reason why. Now, the thought is that the country has met the security standards in its latest review. On the new rules, which will take effect October 18th, Trump tweeted that making America safe is my #1 priority. We will not admit those into our country we cannot safely vet. Now, Trump's original travel ban was met with outrage and lawsuits that have taken the case all the way to the Supreme Court. The highest court in the land was set to hear oral arguments from both sides early next month. But the Supreme Court canceled those arguments after this new proclamation and is asking both sides to write short legal briefs addressing whether this new presidential order renders the old cases moot. In Washington, Simone Rosario, RT.